Hello students, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. Let us begin today's lesson, the reading text, Somebody is Watching You. You can find this reading comprehension text on your student's book, page number 4. Let us begin by discussing our objectives. What do we want out of a class for today? So we want to look at the headings and the subheadings of the unit and the text. We want to identify the type of text, and we want to discuss the main ideas or the main themes in the text. Let us look at this portion of the page. So as you can see, we have the title, On Camera. This is the title of the unit. Again, this is the title of the unit. Then we have surveillance as the title or the subtitle of the unit. So we have a main title and we have a subtitle or a subheading. So this is a secondary heading. And then we have these questions that they call before reading. These are prompts. A prompt is something that I ask you or something that I tell you to get you to think in a certain direction. So I want you to think in a specific way. Therefore, I give you prompts. Somebody is watching you. As you can see, this is the title of the text. Okay. Let's look now at the type of the text. So we have many different types, like a story, a blog, a magazine, an essay, a poem, or a report. Which one is it? You can look carefully at the text and try to decide. This is, of course, an essay. It gives me information about a certain topic. Okay, let's move on to the themes of the text. So theme number 1. We are all under surveillance all the time. So the text discusses that we are under surveillance. We are being watched by the police, by the government, by criminals sometimes. So we can be watched for the good or for the bad. We are always watched all the time. Number 2, the evolution of CCTV cameras. So how they developed, how they were old and they became something that is, they developed into something that is new, something that is modern. So they developed at the beginning, they started as a means of security used for banks in London. They started being used to detect illegal behavior and criminals. And finally, they had facial and voice recognition. So when a camera sees your face, it knows that this is who you are. This is person X, for example. Or when they hear your voice, of course, they have speakers on them and they have sets made to recognize the tone of your voice. So if you are angry, they would know that this person is angry and that he is causing trouble. So the police would run to stop it. Number 3, methods of surveillance and their usage. So what are the methods of surveillance? Different types of surveillance tools that I use to stop shoplifters, used to detect call logs. So for example, if you are making a call to a friend, maybe someone who is watching you, who is putting you under surveillance, would know that you are making a call at this time to this person. Also, we talked about detecting location. So if you turn your phone on, somebody can detect your location through the GPS system. Illegal actions, of course, they can be used to detect criminals through locations, through voice recognition, through cameras. And finally, they are used to steal information. So if your computer or laptop or your mobile is vulnerable, if it is very weak, if it's not protected, these programs and these tools can be used to steal your information, like your bank account numbers, like your identity, like for example, the phone numbers of everybody you have in your phone, and many different other information. Now, different types of surveillance or methods of surveillance. We have CCTV camera, we have an RFID tag, we have mobile phones, GPS systems, and satellites, which are used to get an overview of the entire Earth, of the entire world. We have things like website cookies, which we talked about. Cookies are files that are used to transfer data from and to your computer. So when you visit a site, they ask you to get access to your cookies, meaning that they can get information from you or they can add information to your computer. Finally, we have keystroke logging program. This is a program that, if installed on your computer or laptop, it can be used to detect which words, which letters you type, like passwords, bank account numbers, and many other things. Number 4, modern technology is a double-edged sword, so it can be good and it can be bad. It depends on how you use it. So you can use it in a smart way or you can use it carelessly, and that way it would be bad for you and for everybody around you. Number 5, surveillance is meant to deter crime. So the main idea or the main goal out of surveillance is to deter crime, is to stop crime. So that is through catching criminals, through tracking locations, and through, again, voice and face recognition. I want you to think about this question. Do you think having a CCTV camera in your house is enough to stop theft? So is it enough to protect yourself and your family? I want you to answer yes and no, and I want you to explain this answer based on everything that we took and everything that you know about surveillance. Let's take a quick overview at the end of our lesson. So we talked about the headings and the subheadings, titles and subtitles of the text, what is the type of the text, and we discussed in detail the main themes in the text. This was our lesson for today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.